video, I'm going to teach you how to beat surf flips. Now, I'm just going to start with a casual run, alright? I'm going to show you what it's like. You can try to follow my steps. If you're a pretty decent surfer, you can figure out how to do it like I'm doing it. And then I'll go into the more complicated things like where to aim, how to flick on each map, and I will actually go through multiple skips on 2, and I will touch up on the skip on 3. But right now we're just going to start off with a casual run, alright? Now, one thing about flips, it's very gravity dependent. If you go on a server with different gravities, some of these skips will not work, like this one being the big one that will not work if there's heavier gravity. This one is probably one of the biggest skips ever. There is a bigger skip on 3, which I will talk about. I don't know how to do it, but it is a big skip. So as you can see here, it's not my best time. My best time is like a 53. It's actually a different server than the normal GFL clan server that I surf on because they don't play clips right now. But it's a decent time right there, 56 seconds. So we're going to start off. Stage 1. This is one where a lot of people have problems. Now this isn't really a problem. This you just want to take low, flick off towards the middle of this ramp, and on this ramp you kind of want to exit early and end up towards the corner. A lot of people try to stay on this like this. What happens, they go like that, and a lot of times they don't get enough speed for that. Of course, like I said in my previous video, a lot of times I will be able to get the speed for that, and I'm a more experienced surfer, so I know how to control the speed of that. However, when you're a newer surfer, the easiest way to take this is once you're here, you're going to go onto the next ramp now, right? You're just going to skip off like that a little bit, just head off the ramp, go back on. You want to flick up towards the top and you'll end up there, alright? Another thing that people can try to do on this one, and this server again, I'm not going to be doing, like a lot of times I'm just going to cut it off there because you can't really choose your stage. But here, like you flick off, right? So the first one I showed you where you flick off there, a lot of people will actually flick off. Since they land here, they'll try to go like that. Now that's a harder thing to do. I can't do that. I don't even know if it works anymore. But that's something that you used to be able to do. So I'm just gonna beat stage 1 now. As you can see, take it towards the middle there. Flick off a little early. You're gonna take off the ramp here. And now you just flick up towards the top and you'll easily get enough room to get there, right? Now we're on to stage 2. People, you can take this, you can just walk over, go here, right? Another thing that you can do for this part is take a nice little spin. This is what I do just because it looks cleaner, right? You can cut off there. This is something that's a little bit harder, right? I'm just going to walk off for now. But here, you can try to cut off right there, and then get on the ramp. That one, there's an invisible barrier right there. Makes it a little harder. As you can see, that guy just did it there. But what I tend to do is I wait a little bit longer to flick off, right? You can go over here, you can go here, you have 360. However, that takes a lot of mouse room. So, another thing you could do at the same is take this, alright, you can flick it off there, you can head up towards here, and you get it. Again, I'm not going to finish that one, because there is one other thing I can touch up on this stage, alright, so this one's really hard to beat normally, as you can see there. I've never beat this one normally. It's a lot harder than most things I've actually tried. Alright, you can cut it off kind of like that right there from far back. So you can cut it off in multiple spots. You just have to know where the invisible barriers are. It's kind of a hard thing to do, but you get used to it once you surf the map for a little while. So now that I beat that, we're on stage 3. There is a skip on stage 3 where you can skip pretty much the whole thing. It involves doing is going off like this. You're gonna flick off over here. You're gonna hold space, and it'll somehow, I've never done it before, but it will push you off harder, right? You'll be able to fly off, and then from there, you can surf around all the way down there.
Hey guys, how's it going? Huh. suck my fat ass.
Can you please call me back?
Alright, sorry, I had to mute them real quick, but here we're going to actually do this. But like I said, you can do that one skip. You can look that up. There's probably other tutorials on YouTube on how to do the big skip. But for newer players, this is going to be the easier skip. Alright, it's going to go down here. First thing you have to do, cut off the ramp a little bit early. Try to keep... Now there is an invisible barrier if you go too low. But what you want to do is you want to kind of keep around between 1,650 to 1,750 speed, like I had right there. And then you want to aim towards the lower part, and you want to aim towards this ramp right here. Alright, so when you do surf up, when you go for the flick up, you want to aim for this ramp. You don't want to go too high. If you go too high, there's an invisible barrier above you. I'll actually try to show you guys that. Alright, so if you go too high, there's a barrier, and also if you go too low, there's a barrier. But if you go too low, it's not like you would make it anyways. So like, if you go too high here, actually no, I didn't go too high. Alright, try to show you that one more time. But this is the map. The skips are very barrier dependent. You have to know where the barriers are to learn the skips. It'll take a little bit of practice and getting used to. This is one of my, this is one of the maps that I like a little bit more, so it comes a little bit more natural to me. But if you like flick too high like that, it'll reset you. That's what the invisible barriers will do. It'll just reset you. Alright, so what you're gonna do again, you're just gonna surf down here. And try to keep between 6,700 or 1,600 and 1,750 speed, like I have there. Aim for the bottom corner of that. Flick up towards that curve, and from there you'll easily be able to get here. Sometimes you can flick off that like that, kind of do a side to side, and you just want to go up here, 360 around towards the top. I'm gonna miss that on purpose there. I can sit here and tell you another way you can do it. So as you saw, I flicked off the top there. That's if you don't get enough speed. But if you get well enough speed, sometimes you're even gonna have to slow down. You can get used to that. But so right here, you're just gonna want to keep off. Here I have very little speed. I don't even know if I'll be able to make it on this one. Yeah, probably won't, but that's actually where you do the legit, you swoop around and go around there. But for this other skip right here, what you're going to do, you're going to fly off to the side here, and turn around. You saw this in the beginning. Aim towards the bomb, aim towards the bend in the ramp, and from there you should have well enough to get all the way down towards this area. And from here you can just go up. You can take the ramp more towards the left if you want a little bit more, like if you want to end up a little lower, if you're going for times, you're going to have to go a little bit lower on the ramp. I'll show you what I mean by that. So you're going to want to go like towards right there instead of right there. If you don't have a lot of speed, you want to go towards the top. If you are just trying to beat the map, you also want to go towards the top because it gives you your greatest chance. You have to avoid hitting the bottom of the platform. But if you do want to rank time, you kind of want to head towards the bottom of the ramp, as you can see right there on my crosshair. You'll take that off, and that'll help you get right about platform level once you reach the top. So that's it for me. This has been Fernix. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you guys later.